Guys, there you go. There is the International Harvester 9370 binder. A lot of stuff going on this truck. We pushed it through the last couple weeks. We just hammered out the last few days. But we're gonna go through a couple things and show you guys a couple of highlights. But first things first, let's talk about this exhaust.
Yeah.
Do you guys like that?
It's almost as big.
Yeah. These are.
No, this is 6.6 is what it is, right?
6.6 inch diameter.
So these stacks did not make them for this truck. What they did is they found a whole bunch of parts and a few things on their shelf, and they sent it our way and said, hopefully we can make it work. And so we had to do some modifications to make it fit on this truck, but it looks like it's meant for this truck. And I just want to say thank you, Pypes, for making this happen, because it really made the truck pop.
Yeah, I found Pypes on the internet, Big Rig, and I said, hey guys, we want to do something to this truck a little different. What can you do for us? And so they said, sure, we'll work with you. So this is the 304 SS kit. It's miter cut top. You see, we thought about doing the mule ears and some other different, but we decided to keep it close to the original look, but we didn't want to just do a flat top, so we did the miter cut. I think it looks pretty sharp. Why didn't we go real tall with this?
Well, the reason why we didn't go so tall is we have an issue with augers. Every time you drive underneath the auger, hoppers or whatever, we didn't want it to get ripped off, hit, and so forth, so we cut them down a little bit and to fit in our other door. So we just thought, you know what, to be on the safe side, let's chop them down a little bit so that way we don't damage them, whoever's driving.
But that's the great thing about it, is they send them to you long, so you can cut them to whatever size you want. And so we just did a lot of measuring and just basically came up with the idea and said, you know what, this is the height we need to put them to, chopped them, good to go. Well, thanks Pypes Big Rig. Guys, check them out in the link description below. I'll have their website there and some other information on this kit. Definitely looks like quality material, so I'm excited to see how this thing lasts. It's gonna be great.
And they did send us a muffler for like California, where to make it legal. It's underneath the cab, you can't see it. It's about that long, about 7.5 inches diameter with a 5-inch inlet and outlet. And so we modified it and put it underneath the cab, and it did fit. And so it has a little bit of less drone to it, but it sounds great.
And this truck originally went from 5-inch down to 4-inch.
V'd off to 4.
To 4-inch lines, back up to 5, back up to 6 or whatever those mufflers were. So Scott worked his magic.
We made it from 5 to the turbo, to 5 elbows, to 5 here, and now it's 6.6.
So it's 5 all the way from turbo back to stacks 6.6 up. So that's pretty sweet.
They're pretty.
Yeah, they're pretty nice. Back here, we did basically an entire work over the back end of this truck. It's got new tires. Got new wheel seals, new brake shoes, new shock absorbers, new airbags, new leaf spring bushings, There's some control arms that are new air systems. We got different valves back here.
We basically just made sure that all the suspension, the drive components are all good. Checked everything out, new fluids, transmission, new fluid. Basically roadworthy is what we wanted to make sure.
If you guys notice right here, you can see our fifth wheel plate's a little low. That was something we kind of figured out after the fact of putting these minimizer fenders on here. We wanted the fenders because this is a sharp truck, and on the gravel roads out here, we throw a lot of rocks, and they beat things up.
So when I was building the brackets for it, I had the suspension all the way down so that we don't mash the fenders in the tires. Well, when you raise it all the way up, you have a huge clearance, but the fifth wheel plate, as you can see, is kind of sitting down.
So we got to build.
So we're going to build a riser, and we're going to make that whole unit of the slider and everything for the fifth wheel plate. We're going to raise it up, and then that way it'll solve our problem.
Yeah. We couldn't help it. Had to go with Big Sky Country Montana mud flaps. They're the best. New LED lights all around. We went ahead and put the stainless steel plated covers over the hubs, and all the lug nuts have covers over them too. You had to build these custom steps / fenders. These are original fenders, correct?
So these are the original deflectors that they had on the truck. They're a little banged up, a little kind of discolored, and not really as shiny. We tried to clean them up, but we thought, hey, it would be neat to keep a lot of the old stuff back on the truck and bring it back to life. So if you look at it, we didn't do a lot of new interior work. We didn't do a lot of other stuff. We wanted to keep it as original, but yet bring it to life. And so that's why you'll see some of the stuff you wonder, like, well, why didn't you replace that and put new? Well, we wanted to keep that originality into it. This thing has a story to tell, and I think it's a neat story, and we wanted to keep that. And we also want to say thank you to Oddens, Dr. Chop, the guy that helped us paint the truck, cleaned it all up. He is a master at what he does, and without him, you wouldn't see how wonderful it just looks like eye candy. I mean, it pops. It's in person, it's beautiful.
His attention to detail was huge.
Yes.
And the colors just shine. It's amazing. I do also want to mention real quick too, these rubber that's on here, the shoes that we put on it, are from Mark's Tire here in Shelby, Montana. Local tire shop. They've been really good to us. We've dealt with them for years and years and years. So they mounted the tires, put them on for us. Really nice tires, recommended for these roads. So that's great. And we kept the 24.5s. We didn't go down to 22.5s like you guys were saying don't do. So we went ahead and went with the big wheels.
So one of the things that we thought that would make this truck really look good is we added some LED lights right here at the bottom. We thought it would just kind of look nice. They didn't have anything there before, so we went ahead and just put those on, and just to give it a little bit more flair. So,
and in the cabin here, these seats were really ripped up, and so we tracked down, had through a friend, a company called Rip and Stitch, and they are out of where? Joplin, Montana. And so we sent the seats to them and told them kind of what we were thinking, and they got back to us and said, hey, why don't you add a little bling to these seats and put a little bit of that orange kind of mango.
They call it tangerine.
Tangerine.
Yep.
Tangerine orange.
Tangerine belting around the edges of the seats, and really, sure. So it looked pretty good.
Oh yeah, beautiful accent.
Very comfortable seats.
So we went ahead and put LED lights all the way around, from the bumper to the headlights to the marker lights, and we thought, you know what, if we're gonna go ahead and do LEDs, we're gonna do that. And we also put LEDs up on top of the cab, as you can see, for the marker lights. So basically all the lights besides some of the bulbs in the inside of the cab are all LEDs.
And last but not least is our emblem. I was the one that broke that emblem. I found a company called Decorative Industrial Plating out of Helena, Montana. Their website's Dip It Now. Again, look in the link in the description below to find those guys. They took that emblem and it was cracked, it was smashed, and they rebuilt it, re-chromed it several times. It looks great. And it's really nice to have that back on there and not be the eyesore that it was. So again, thank you, Decorative Industrial Plating. You guys are awesome. If you guys want anything chromed, I think they can do just about anything. They'll take care of it for you. So if you've got a one-of-a-kind emblem or something that's rare and it needs to be taken care of, those guys will do it. All right, guys, well, that concludes part 5 of the International Harvester 9370 Eagle. It's been a fun project. It went way out of what we were expecting it to go. A lot of you guys are curious how much a truck like this costs to do this because you've got some of your own that you want to do. Well, we got a bunch of deals along the way, so it was definitely cheaper for us than it would be for a typical person. But just guessing on what we did to this thing and everything, you're looking at probably $20,000 to $40,000 is what this would probably run you. So,
and that's not including if you have somebody else do all the work for yourself too. So you could really rack up a big bill. But we saved a lot of money doing a lot of different things, and without the sponsors that we got, we wouldn't be able to make this thing pop like it is now. So.
And we also have to blame you guys because your comments caused us to do a whole lot more to this project. So I'm afraid to know what you're going to have us do on that bud coming up.
It used to be an $1,800 truck. Not anymore.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Yeah, just 1 0 is the only thing that changed.
But so anyways guys, that concludes part 5. This is the end of the International Harvester 9370 Eagle, but don't worry, this truck's gonna get a lot of time in future videos because it's working on the farm now, so you guys will expect to see it all over the place. But anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this series. It's been fun making, it's been a lot of work. All right guys, take care and God bless.